Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium for today's 3A State Championship game, MHSAA. Hi, everyone. Russ Robinson along with DP Darrell Palmer. And today it'll be the undefeated Nettleton Tigers taking on the once-beaten Franklin County Bulldogs. Hi, everyone. Should be a great football game today because you've got two teams that have won a lot of ball games and only one team has one loss. That means you're going to have a lot of offense, and Darrell, it wouldn't surprise me at all today if it were a 60-58 score when all the dust settles.
You know, Russ, and we were looking at it as we put together our lineups for today's game and looking at the offenses each team runs. Franklin County is going to run a four wide receiver attack with a quarterback and a running back. That right there alone tells you they're going to air it out. They're going to sling the ball around a lot. Nettleton Tigers also run a 3 wide receiver with a tight end attack. Again, with only showing one running back and that many receivers, that means both teams are going to air it out. I look for a wide open, shoot them up, run them up kind of ball game. We're going to see a 5-man front from the Nettleton Tigers. We'll see a 4-man front with 4 linebackers for Franklin County. This should be a lot of fun. As you said, 2 great football teams, a lot of history in Franklin County and Nettleton both. This should be a lot of fun here this afternoon.
And it's one that you don't want to go to the refrigerator to get something to eat during live action because you're liable to miss something. And Nettleton today will be in red. Franklin County will be in white. And how did these two teams get here? I mean, they had to beat some very good teams in 3A to get to Jackson, Mississippi.
That they did. And, of course, one thing you mentioned about going to the refrigerator, obviously the folks that are listening to us right now are watching this on their DVD that they got when they came down here so they can pause it.
That's a good thing.
And then come back and hit play again. But to get here, as you mentioned, Nettleton has taken a pretty good road to get it to the north. They first defeated Water Valley, then they defeated Eastside, then they defeated Charleston, and then Ripley to come out of the north as the champions. From the south, Franklin County had to defeat Raymond, Carthage, Collins, a very good Collins team who defeated Yazoo County, who had been playing very good. So Collins did good to get there, and then Franklin County defeated Hazelhurst in order to become the South State champion to bring them here to Jackson today here on December the 2nd, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A beautiful day. As we've got a temperature now of around 51 degrees. And, you know, we've talked about it last night. We talked about it already today. Russ, it's a great time for football.
Yes, it is. And, you know, we thought it was going to be cold and wet and rainy, and the rain, we didn't get much. And what we did get moved out in a hurry. Got a little cool last night, but not bad. Tonight going to be a little cool, but not bad. But right now, I think if you're a football player, it's perfect, 51 degrees.
And it's not bad for the fans in the stands. They're going to have on jackets and hats and things like that. But if it goes the way it has been, as I'm looking down below us on the home side, as Nettleton's here on the home side, Russ, there's a large crowd here for this ball game today. I'm guesstimating we've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 7,000 to 8,000 people here at Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium for this 3A championship ball game.
It's kind of rivaling the crowd that we had yesterday in the afternoon game. Good crowds, and I got to tip the hat to Dr. Ennis Proctor and the folks at the MHSAA, NZ Bryant. I mean, all of them do such a great job at putting this state championship together. You know, it's not an easy job to be the executive director of the MHSAA. There are so many things that come up, and Dr. Proctor is in meeting after meeting. But I tell you what, when you get to the tournament, when you get to the state championship, it all is worth it because you get the best of the best here in Jackson.
Exactly right. And, again, we've talked about it throughout. And, you know, I really have to hand it to all these players and these coaches. For all 5 of these games, the 10 teams that get here, both of these 2 schools, Franklin County, Nettleton, back somewhere in early mid-August, they showed up in 95-degree heat to start playing this football season. Both of them with dreams of playing on December the 2nd in Jackson, Mississippi. And they've worked now for 4 months, and here they are. Dr. Proctor said it Monday when he addressed the teams in the press at the media day. There's no losers today. One team will outscore the other before it's said and done, but both of these teams are champions. Both of these teams are winners just for being here today.
And they may outscore them. It may be 60-58, but it may have to outscore them. Very quickly for Franklin County, their offense, up front we'll have Carlock, McMinn, Moore, Williams, and Hunt, and they'll go with 4 wideouts, Greg Hunt and Mike Hunt, along with Alex Smith and Ryne Tutor, quarterback Jamie Collins, and running back Preston Griffith. For the Nettleton Tigers, On defense, they'll go across the front. Seymour, Thornton, Francis, Britt, and Brownlee. The linebackers, Burt, Hawkins, and Young. On the corners, Nash and Smith. And Rashad Hoskins will be the free safety. Nettleton will be kicking off to Franklin County. And as I mentioned, the Nettleton will be in red shirts. Franklin County will be in white. And we're about ready to play football here in Jackson.
Back deep to receive for Franklin County, number 26 and number, tell him turn this way just a little bit.
That's Alex Smith. Yep, that'll be Alex Smith and Mike Hunt. And here we go. And it is this is Hunt. Turns the corner, need a block, got a block, 40-yard line, and going to be pulled down from behind at the 45. Greg Hunt came up with the football.
He was one of the upbacks, and he was brought down. I'm going to try to pick you up the guy that got him, number 8. That's what I was thinking. Number 8 there is Michael Burt that drug him down from behind to keep him from gaining even more yards on that good kick return.
So Franklin County will start things out. And they will send their twin receivers to the left, one to the right. And here is the quarterback in trouble as Jamie Collins going to be dumped way back at the 30-yard line. And the charge is led by Darren Thornton. And also that time he had help from Rashad Hoskins, who came from his free safety position to make the tackle.
And that's one thing. We talked about the fact that both teams were going to throw it a lot. There were a lot of wide receivers, split ends, tight ends. We didn't talk about the fact that what's the defense going to do against that. And they came on the blitz early and caught him for a sack, loss of some 8 yards.
The two Hunts will come wide left. Alex Smith to the right. Collins in the shotgun on a second down and about 15. They'll throw it in the flats, and it's caught and got a lot of the lost yardage back. That's Ryne Tutor who caught the ball. And on the coverage was Michael Burt, who you mentioned in the opening kickoff, and he makes the tackle there. So it'll bring up third down and about 12. Just underway for Franklin County. Their first shot at the offensive side of the football in this game. That shadow is going to be a little bit of a problem, I think, today. It's right between the 30s here at the stadium. Collins will set them down in the shotgun. Twins both ways. Collins back to throw. Looks upfield, and it's got a lot of room. Can he get the 10 yards? He's going to be close, but I think he's going to be shy because coming up to make the tackle was Cody Brownlee along with Will Hawkins, the middle linebacker for Nettleton.
He will be about a yard short, Russ, so bring up fourth down and a long one, as I'm going to call it.
Ooh, I'd say that's closer to, it's about a yard.
Collins so far on the year is 41 of 110 for 641 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Well, the Franklin County Bulldogs hurry up to the huddle, and will send wideouts both ways.
Going for it on fourth down.
And they'll get the first down and more as Preston Griffith checks into the lineup and gets the first down. So the Bulldogs continue this drive, and coming up to make the tackle was Michael Burt again. They went right at Wes Francis, the nose guard for Nettleton, and got the first down.
As a team, this offense has rushed for 3,881 yards and passed for 771. So Franklin County is going to be predominantly a rushing offense.
Well, they go to Griffith again, bounces outside, bounces inside, he's got some room, has the first down, and he's inside the 30-yard line down to about the 25. Again, Rashad Hoskins has to come up to make the tackle, and DP, if your free safety is making tackles, you've got some problems.
You're exactly right, because generally if the free safety is making the tackle, it's downfield somewhere, and that definitely was downfield when that tackle was made. Good first down yardage down to just outside the 25-yard line.
No score in this ball game. We're in the first quarter. 3A state championship from Jackson, Mississippi. Jamie Collins will set up the Bulldogs now, 1st and 10 at the Nettleton 25. Gives to Griffith. Griffith cracks the left side, but this time coming up and making the tackles, Michael Burt, the linebacker on the right side. And he had help from Wes Francis.
Rush defensively. Nettleton has given up 2,000 yards rushing. Franklin County's gained 3,800 yards rushing. So we could see some work right here. Pass 885 given up and to gain 771 by Franklin County.
2nd down and 9. Collins hands to Griffith. He tries the right side of the line, picks up about 3, trying to run between Andrew Williams and Alvin Hunt, and picks up a couple, but it does bring up 3rd down and long. Going to be about 6 yards to go for a 1st down. Ball resting on the 22-yard line of the Nettleton Tigers. Opening drive of the game for the Franklin County Bulldogs. And this time they're going to kind of keep everyone in tight and send one wide out to the left, one down the right side on the short side of the field. And here he is on the end around. He's got one man to beat. 20-yard line, 15-yard line, and takes a shot at the 11-yard line. Will Hawkins hit him hard as he goes out of bounds.
Is enough for the 1st down, though, as they'll be down right at the 11-yard line. 1st down and 10 to go for Franklin County. A good piece of running there, as you said, as he came around from the right end on an end around and just ran as fast as he could. Wasn't able to turn the corner, but got good yardage for the 1st down.
Here come the Bulldogs now. They've got a 1st and 10 on the Nettleton 11-yard line. No score. And here is Griffith again. 10-yard line. 7-yard line, and is slowed down and taken down.
Did a good job of cutting back that time. He realized he wasn't going to make the corner, so he cut back to the inside and got down to around the 7-8-yard line. We'll give him a pickup of about 3. Bring 2nd down and 7 to go. They can't get a 1st down, Russ. It'll be just inside the 2, almost to the 1-yard line before they can get the 1st down.
Coming up and really turning that play in was Dale Seymour for the Nettleton Tigers. Did a good job. 2nd down, we'll call it 7. Rolling is Collins, rolling deep, now rolling to his right, throws in the end zone, incomplete.
Had an open receiver down there that time.
Mike Hunt.
Number 21 was down there, had his man beat, but the quarterback was running for his life, literally, because he had a defensive end, number 80, coming in after him. I believe that's who that was. Cody Brownlee was coming after him, but he did a good job of getting outside him, trying to throw it just a little too hard.
So it'll bring up 3rd down. You know, we haven't seen just a really superior kicker in the games that we've seen so far in these teams.
This is the 11th play of this drive as they took the opening kickoff from their own 44.
3rd down, they go to Griffith off the left side, and he's done. Well, that's not Griffith. That is, let's see, when they come off the pile, that is number 21, Jordan Hunt, sophomore running back, and he's going to be shy of the 5. Going to be stopped at the 6.
Now we'll see about the kicking game. It's 4th down now and about 5 to go from the 6, just outside the 6. Either go for it on 4th down. You can get a 1st down, but you got to get 5 yards to do it, or do they try the field goal? Looks like they're going for it, Russ.
So the ball going to be resting at the 6-yard line. 4th down. They can get a 1st down, as DP told you. Collins. Fade route into the end zone. Touchdown! A beautiful catch by Greg Hunt, and that ball put right on the numbers by Jamie Collins. You don't think this young man's excited? You don't think that coach is excited?
Beautiful, beautiful pass and catch. As you said, the fade route, he waited just long enough for him to break free of his man, then just lofted it up in the air and let him run to it, and he did a good job. Jamie Collins on the reception.
Point after coming up by Carlock. The snap is down, the kick is up. And it is good, and it is 7-0. Franklin County over the undefeated Nettleton Tigers, who will receive the football for the first time in this game when we come back in a moment. I really like it. Along with DP, Darrell Palmer, and 6:22 to go in the first half, and Franklin County acts like they've not lost a game this year. Darrell?
Beautiful drive there. There was 9 runs, 3 passes. They covered 56 yards in 5 minutes, 38 seconds.
Here's the kickoff, and will be taken and almost dropped. And a nice run, going to be moving the football up to the 32-yard line for the Nettleton Tigers. That is Rashad Hoskins, and that's where the Tigers are going to work now. Up front, House, Francis, Jolly, Britt, Doherty, and Brownlee. Jamie Boland will be your quarterback. Lance Dixon, the running back. And the Nettleton Tigers will send 2 wideouts, Ladarius Cole and Pierre Hadley wide left. Ben McVeigh will be wide right by himself. Now they'll put a slot back left. First and 10. And a little spin move. Nice catch. And trying to work his way, trying to find some people, somewhere to go. And nowhere to go. And very quickly, the Franklin County Bulldogs shut it off. That's Ladarius Cole, number 5.
Russ, we talked about this Nettleton offense and high-powered. They had total offense 5,488 yards, 2,900 of it passing, 2,500 of it rushing this year.
Pretty balanced.
Very balanced attack.
Loss of 1 on the play by Cole, and now here's the snap back to Bolin, and he calls his own number and runs into the Bulldogs. All laying on the ground is number 21, Jordan, or check that, that's number 13, Tillman, AlJoshua Tillman. Bolin buried his head and tried to run between the 1 and the 3 and found the going a little rough. As you look at him right there, Tillman just lowered the boom.
Defense for Franklin County giving up 2,600 total yards this season.
Something's got to give in this game, doesn't it? Third down, and we'll call it 13. And the Nettleton Tigers.
Franklin County lined up off sides. The line judge down here on the near side, the home side, dropped his flag and said that one of the Franklin County linemen was in the neutral zone when he lined up. So that'll shorten the distance Nettleton needs by 5 yards.
Yeah, big break for the Nettleton Tigers, DP, because it changes the complexion of what you need. Gives it a 3rd down and 8 look now. Twins both ways as wide receivers. And Jamie Bolin back to pass. Wants to go. He's got a man out there, but just leads him a little too much as Pierre Hadley stretched out but couldn't come up with a football. So the Tigers will punt the football away. And we'll see.
Punting so far, Jamie Bolin for Nettleton's averaged 34.3 yards on the season.
So Bolin just kind of does it all, huh? There's the snap. Here's Bolin's kick, and it's picked up at the 35 and down at the 40, maybe 41-yard line. Bulldogs going to have pretty good field position here. And Ryne Tutor on the reception of that punt. So here come the Bulldogs on offense again. They're going to be led by Jamie Collins. They lead this game 7-0 on the opening drive of the ball game. Got a touchdown.
Very impressive opening drive, too. It just took it and marched it down the field.
Twin receivers to the right. Now the Bulldogs going to put a 3rd receiver to the right and 1 to the left. Collins has Griffith back there with him in the backfield. Collins calls his own number, sidesteps a tackle, has 5 yards, 10 yards, and 11 yards, and down he goes. That's hard running right there by Collins. He's tackled over there, but not in time.
And, Russ, I thought he was going to be brought down back here for about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
I did too.
And he just spun off of that. Nobody wrapped him up. He was able to spin off of it and jump outside and pick up some 13 yards and get it into Nettleton territory, first down at the 47-yard line.
Ladarius Cole's finally caught up with him and brought him down. But now it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs in Tiger territory at the 48. Griffith fake. There's the fake, and Collins takes it himself and moves it down across the 40 to about the 39. And coming up with a tackle, Darren Thornton. If he doesn't make a tackle, a quick 6, they say.
Exactly right. And right now, it looks to me like up front that Franklin County is just dominating the line of scrimmage. They seem to open the holes. They're giving the protection the 3 times that we've seen Collins drop back to pass, but they just seem to be blowing them off the line of scrimmage right now, Russ.
Well, here they come. They've got some big boys up front. 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Collins out of the shotgun, gives to Griffith, and this time he is met and dropped after a couple pickup of 2.
Number 10 and number 8 in on the tackle. That's Joe Young and Michael Burt that came in to close that down.
Both linebackers.
He'll be just shy of the first down, looks like, where they're going to mark it.
3rd and short. This is where I just love to throw the football. 3rd and short.
I like the 2nd and short better. But 3rd and short is a good play action. If you do something to freeze the linebackers, it does open up something over the middle a lot.
Collins gives to the running back Griffith, and I believe he's going to have it.
I think that front 4, front 5 just kind of pushed their way through some 2-3 yards down the field, and I believe you're right. He's going to have the first down right at the 35-yard line now.
Jace Carlock, a senior offensive lineman, 340 pounds, leading the way there.
300, how many?
340.
That's large.
That's large, and he was moving.
that's
even larger.
That's 2X, 3X maybe.
That's 3X. He left 2X a long time ago. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Here's Griffith trying to bounce outside and runs into the whole Nettleton Tiger football team and is rolled down after the tackle made by Cody Brownlee and Michael Burt. Boy, Michael Burt's been in on a lot of tackles already in this game.
That he has. And that's exactly what you want out of your linebackers. You want them to be reading the plays, be where they need to be, wherever the ball is. That's where they're supposed to be reading and getting to, and he's doing a good job of doing that early on.
2 minutes, 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs lead it 7-0 over the Nettleton Tigers here in the 3A state championship game. Bulldogs with a 2nd down and 9. They go with 3 wideouts to the left. That looked like a face mask. Everybody jumping, and let's see if there's a flag on the ground.
I see no yellow handkerchiefs anywhere at this point. So I was like you, the way I didn't see it up close, but the way his head spun, it almost looked like he grabbed something up there.
Michael Burt again in on the tackle. He's the last man up, which means he's the first man there. And he had people on top of him. He may want to think about being there first the next time. So it'll bring up 3rd down and long, and the Nettleton defense kind of bowing up right here.
Let's see what happens 3rd and 10. They're going to split them out, spread the field, see what they can do.
Out of the shotgun. 3rd down, he drops the football, picks it back up, rolls. Collins looking, being chased. Escapes one tackle, but not the second one, and a good defensive play that time by number 54. Is that 54 or 64? I believe that's 64, Brandon Britt.
One thing there, though, too, Russ, it was not a good snap, and they weren't able to control the snap, and then that takes the timing away from a quarterback when he's got to stop and concentrate more on that as opposed to that just being the automatic.
Well, Brandon Britt doesn't get him around the shoulders. Could have been a problem, but he got him. So now they're going to go for it on 4th down and 9 from the Nettleton 35. Collins throws down the middle. It's almost intercepted, and it's caught.
Wow.
It is caught. A catch of the football by Ryne Tutor, and I thought the ball was going to be picked off by the Tigers.
Somebody's watching this DVD. They got to rewind that and play that back again. I want to see the replay.
Man, I thought that ball was picked off. Ryne Tutor, great concentration.
Absolutely, and that's what you want from a receiver, and obviously he showed there that he's got that ability. That breaks it down to 1st down now at the 12-yard line.
In fact, let's run them back and make sure he did catch that ball. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 12 of the Tigers. Here's the throw from Collins all alone, and he overthrows his man in the end zone. And
that was number 5, Gary Rogers, in the pattern in, 245-pound tight end. If I'm a corner, I'm getting out of his way.
Yeah, I just let him have that end zone.
He was open then, and Collins just, I think, maybe too open. Collins got too excited and threw it a little too strong over his head. It's all right, 2nd down, 10 from the 12.
Watch him come back with that play. Bulldogs will send receivers both ways. 2nd and 10 from the Nettleton 12. Griffith takes the football and is taken down again by Michael Burt and Will Hawkins. I think I've got Burt with probably half a dozen unassisted tackles in this first half so far. And that ends the first quarter of play with the Franklin County Bulldogs leading Nettleton's Tigers here in Jackson 7-0. We'll be back for the second quarter in a moment.
Thanks.
Yes. Welcome back to Jackson, Mississippi. Russ Robinson along with DP, Darrell Palmer, and the Franklin County Bulldogs as we go to the second quarter. DP are knocking on the door again. This is a pretty impressive offense.
It very much is, Russ. And again, the first possession, they had 12 plays on their drive to score the touchdown. This time they've run already 10 plays on this drive. A long 3rd down play right here, though.
Jimmy Collins will set him up with receivers both ways. Looked like he dropped the ball for a moment. There's the fade pattern, and did he stay in? No, he was out of bounds. He was trying to go to Greg Hunt again. Hunt, by the way, looking back into the sun, but still tried to stay in bounds with it.
He got it when I had to go up in the air to catch the ball. He made a good catch, And I couldn't tell for sure, but it looked to me like when he came down, he did land out of bounds, and the official on the sidelines over there made the quick call. So they'll go for it now, a 4th down, and they can, again, get a first down inside the 2, but it'll be 4th down and 9.
Greg Hunt will go wide left. Ryne Tutor to the right side. Now the backs in the I formation. Here's the fade route again, and it's incomplete, and good coverage that time on Nettleton's part by Rashad Hoskins, so they turn it over on down.
And that one, again, tried the same thing, the fade route, and he just threw it too hard. The fade route, you've got to loft it high up into the air, give the receiver a chance to go up and go for the jump ball on it, and he just threw that one a little too hard.
And obviously the sun not bothering him, Greg Hunt, because they threw the play to him 2 times in a row. And he's looking back in it twice. But now the Tigers will take over at their own 11-yard line. They'll send twin receivers to the left in Cole and Hadley, McVay to the right side. They will go to the tailback, Lance Dixon, and he gets a yard maybe as he runs into AlJoshua Tillman. And at some point in the game, these running backs are going to realize that when you try to run between the 1 and the 3 on Tillman's shirt, your stats are going to go down.
This is only the 2nd possession for Nettleton. They only had the ball 1 minute, 42 seconds in that first quarter, Russ.
Not very long sustaining drives out of the Tigers. They came into this game undefeated. Here is Bolin stepping up and going to be taken down and thrown down to the ground by AlJoshua Tillman.
They were 3 and out, on their first possession, and now they've got face a 3rd and 9 on this one, in danger of going 3 and out 2 times in a row and giving the ball back to this Franklin County offense with relatively good field position if they don't get a first down here.
Twin receivers to the left, now twins to the right. And Bolin in the backfield with Dixon. Bolin setting up the screen nicely. It's caught at the 15, 20, 25, 30. Cuts up the field, still on his feet to the 40 and down at the 43-yard line. Big-time play for the Nettleton Tigers.
And again, we're in 10 minutes to go in the half. We're way early in this game to make a statement like this, but I'm going to make it anyway. That could be a game turnaround play right there, because if you give a Franklin County offense a ball back that quick, 3 and out, with probably getting the ball at midfield or better, that could have been devastating to this Nettleton offense, Nettleton team. But the big first down there is they're now outside the 40-yard line, and now they're working on field position in a drive.
That was Rashad Hoskins who got the screen pass, and here are the Tigers again. He'll throw it again, and it's caught and dropped.
The line judge comes in, says that it was incomplete. I was blocked by it, couldn't tell, but nonetheless a good play.
So the Tigers will have a 2nd down and 10, and the ball resting on their 42. And they'll send twin receivers to the right and twins to the left. Tigers set up to throw the football here. Jamie Bolin will be back in the shotgun. Bolin, 2-step drop, wants to throw, and it is going to be knocked down. If Jeremy Word doesn't reach up like a basketball player and swat that ball down, it's picked off.
Well, it looked to me like, though, Russ, that Greg Hunt did have it in his hands. Even after it may have been tipped, it looked to me like it went through his hands, but obviously just a little overthrown that time, though, by Bolin as he was just trying to get one downfield, unable to get to completion.
Do we have a penalty here?
There's a discussion.
Yeah, there's a penalty being no, I don't think.
Yeah,
holding on the Franklin County Bulldogs.
Ooh, defensive holding.
So a big break for the Tigers here, who are down 7-0 on the scoreboard.
That is a huge call because they were fixing to have a 3rd and long, and now they've got 1st and 10 in Franklin County territory.
Twin receivers both ways out of the shotgun. Little toss pitch, and coming left is Hoskins. Hoskins inside the 40 to the 39. Hoskins also doubling as a free safety and wasn't listed. They had Lance Dixon kind of listed ahead of him on the depth chart. But Rashad Hoskins is responding.
This time of year, some of the depth charts get thrown out the window. Then we'll go with the guy's been performing.
To the slot man on the left. Now they'll send him in motion. Bolin takes the snap, drops it, and pays the price. As coming in, big number 55 for the Franklin County Bulldogs,
You know, Russ,
Tillman.
I got to wonder about the timing on that snap just then, because the man in motion goes between the quarterback and the center from the shotgun formation, and at the same time he went by, it was almost simultaneous that the ball came by, and it was almost as though Bolin might have been distracted from when the ball came. I don't know.
Maybe a broken play, you mean? Very possible. Right now, 2nd down and 7 for the Tigers. They got wideouts everywhere, and they go with the end around. This is Word, the wide receiver, and he gets a couple, and that's all because the Bulldogs react. And coming up to make the tackle was Greg Hunt from his safety position.
Again.
And
the end around did not go around. He tried to come up the middle. The end around had a blocker out on the outside. If the end around goes around, I think he has more yards in.
3rd down, we'll call it 4 from the Franklin County 44. Bolin wanted to throw, couldn't, rolls deep now. In trouble, being chased, eludes, throws, and it's intercepted. Now is he inbounds?
Yes.
He is inbounds. The ball was picked off. He was trying to go to Rashad Hoskins. And I didn't see. I was blocked off as to who caught the interception. I think it may have been Greg Hunt.
I think it's number 1, actually, Jamie Collins.
So the quarterback steps in there and picks it off.
I believe that's who got over.
I know Greg Hunt was over there and Collins was over there, and it was hard to tell. So now the Bulldogs stop the Tigers, 40 to go, and get the football back at their own 25-yard line. Twin receivers both ways. Collins calls his own number, and a lot of running nets him about 3 yards. Michael Bird on the tackle along with Brandon Britt. Picks up down in 6. The ball down on 31. 7-0.
Timeout, Franklin County.
And the Bulldogs lead it, and they call a timeout. We'll take one with more in a moment. Welcome back to Jackson, where it is 7-0 Franklin County, and they get hands due to an interception. And they'll hand it off to Griffith. Preston Griffith, and he responds for about a 3-yard carry. Taken down by Wes Francis and Michael Bird. Boy, Michael Bird, how many tackles has he been in on today?
He's been a busy young man in this first half with 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go. And like you said earlier, had probably half dozen solo tackles already. He's been very, very busy.
3rd down and short for the Bulldogs, about 2 yards.
Franklin County's dominated time of possession and yards and everything so far in this ball game, and they're only up 7-0 though.
Wide outs both ways. They'll turn, hand it to Griffith. He's got the 1st down, I believe.
It's going to be close. It's going to depend on where the umpire comes in and puts the spot. And we call it a right foot or left-footed spot. Looks like it's a right-footed spot from the other side, which I think they're going to have to measure this one, Russ.
You know who I'm impressed with? I'm impressed from Will Hawkins of Nettleton, the middle linebacker. He is very active. You see him there, number 71, and then he's also getting a lot of help from 61 there, Darren Thornton. Both of those young men have been in on a lot of stops this afternoon so far. And here's the chain. Oh, he got it by the nose.
The nose.
Oh, wait a minute. Did they reset it? Nope, he got it by the nose.
Yeah, and you talk about that. The defense for Nettleton's been out there a long time because so far Franklin County in their first possession had 13 plays. Their second possession, 12 plays. That's 28 plays already to only 11 plays for Nettleton. So the defense has been out there for a long time for the Nettleton Tigers and doing a good job.
Bulldogs from Franklin County lead it 7-0, and they've got the football 1st and 10 at their own 36. He'll hand it off to the full back, and he's just bouncing off people and moves it up close to the 40. On the carry is big number 21, Jordan Hunt, 210-pound sophomore. Sophomore.
You know, Russ, we've noticed that, and we did a 1A game and a 5A game yesterday and a 2A game this morning, this 3A game. I'm hearing a lot of underclassmen here in Jackson this weekend.
Saw a 9th grade running back in the game previous to this one.
We did.
And did a very good job.
The future of high school football in Mississippi is pretty strong.
Well, you reload every year. You don't see programs going through down years much anymore. Franklin County now, 2nd down on the crossbow. Ooh, boy, There's a shot.
Wow.
There's Will Hawkins again.
Exactly right. There's number 71 come in and just let the guy know that, hey, I'm here, and I know you're here, and I'm going to hit you.
He hit Alex Smith, and Alex Smith didn't go anywhere. He dropped him at the 41-yard line.
And that's exactly what a middle linebacker is supposed to do, too, though.
That's right.
When he hits somebody, they're supposed to know they've been hit by a linebacker.
That was a hit that Mike Singletary would have been proud of.
Now you're going back to a great one, back in the Chicago Bears days.
Twin receivers both ways for Franklin County. They got a 3rd down and 4. And Collins calls his own number. That may have been a broken play, and he moves it up close to the 45. That's not enough for a first down.
That'll bring up a 4th down and short yardage, about 2. The Franklin County side of the field, got to wonder if we're going to see a punt now by Franklin County.
Here they come. And we'll see a punt here.
Franklin County's punter, Robert Wilson, has averaged 32.7 yards per kick, a long of 61 yards.
It's not bad.
42 times for 1,377 yards from punting.
He'll be standing back at the 30-yard line. And the Tigers from Nettleton. Oh, he dropped the football, and he still dropped it. Somehow picks it up and kicks it. And somebody jumps on it. Let's see who it is as they unpile.
Well, I don't know that he jumped on it. I think it hit him.
Michael Burt hit him right square in the 8.
And he did a good job of being able to hold on to it as number 71 for Franklin County was standing beside him. Big Sam Moore, who's the center, goes 280 pounds, was standing right beside Michael Burt when he caught it, and he fell on him. But luckily, Michael was able to hold on to it, maintain possession at their own 48-yard line.
Wideouts both ways now for the Nettleton Tigers. Amy Bolin will set him down with one back in the backfield in the shotgun. And I think Bolin called a timeout. He didn't like what he saw. Or did they call a penalty?
We've got an offside penalty against Nettleton. The line judge has called it. That's the second time they've done Franklin County, excuse me. It's the second time they've done that where they've lined up in the neutral zone and been called offsides. And, Russ, that's the type penalty that you shouldn't have.
Well, it's a lack of concentration.
That's exactly right. You come to the line of scrimmage, you're supposed to look up and down the line to see where you are.
Now it's 1st and 5, and here's a big run, and he stumbles at the 35-yard line. And running with the football was Lance Dixon, the tailback, and he was tripped up by the 35-yard line.
I think so. That's who we give the credit to that tackle to.
Yes, sir. Put him down in the books. And Dixon knew it. He got up and slapped his hand, and
he had running room.
Ooh, boy, did he. Good blocking up front. Wes Francis and Jace House cleaned house. Play action pass. Bolin wants to throw now, comes back to the left, fires the football. It's caught. 35, 20, 10, 5, and down. Rashad Hoskins.
Brought down by number 26 for Franklin County. Alex Smith down to bring him down, but not before he gets inside the 10 down to about the 5-yard line, close to it. 1st and goal for Nettleton.
Good job of moving around back there by Jamie Bolin until he found the open receiver. So now the Nettleton Tigers, 1st and goal to go, can tie the football game.
Timeout, Franklin County.
And we'll take one with them. 7-0 Bulldogs. We'll take a timeout and be back.
That's true.
Here we go. Welcome back. 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first half. Nettleton Tigers have been shut out up to this point, but now find themselves 1st and goal to go from the 5-yard line. Jamie Bolin sets them down, gives to Dixon. Dixon fighting his way, but picks up a yard, and that's all. As Brandon Collins, as you see him unpile there on the tackle, along with Bo Tillman.
And, Russ, one thing we've talked about the shadows a little bit earlier, just about completely covering the field now. The lights are already on here at Veterans Memorial Stadium as we move in some 25 minutes to 4. Starting to get into dusk part of the afternoon here inside the stadium.
2nd down and goal. They pick up a yard. Bolin lifts up.
We've got another flag called by the line judge.
Don't tell me.
And we've got a defensive lineman lined up in the neutral zone. We're going to have a half the distance to the goal penalty against Franklin County.
That's 2 on this drive.
3rd one this afternoon. The good part about that, it only cost him 2 yards.
Yeah.
The bad part about it cost him 2 yards.
And the bad part is it moved him 2 yards closer to the goal line.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2 now.
So Bolin will set him down now. 2nd and goal from the 2. Bolin on the keeper. Bolin turns his shoulder in, and he's turned away.
Who hit him there, Russ?
I am going to unpile him there, and it is going to be
number 6.
Number 6 for them will be Preston Griffith.
And he literally turned him away. Bolin had the shoulder going in, trying to get to the goal line. Number 6 hit him and stopped him cold. Got a little bit of help, came up there, too, to help him out. But good stop there, bring up 3rd and goal from the 1.
Well, there's a good shot there of Chase House and Brandon Britt.
Chase House is about like a house, too. Is he pretty big?
Wow, big.
260.
Here is the touchdown by Bolin as he follows his guard on the left side in for the touchdown, and he's excited.
As well he should be. That was a good drive, 52 yards on 6 plays, 5 rushes, 1 pass. The touchdown on a 1-yard run there, and pending the extra point, they can tie this game up.
So the extra point team is on, and that means Cody Brownlee will come from the side. Try to tie the game up. The snap is down. The kick is up, and it is good. And we're tied at 7, and with 2:56 to go in the first half, we'll take a timeout and be back with a kickoff in a moment. Let's push one across. And here's the kickoff by Brownlee. And it's going to be picked up. Good coverage by the Tigers as Ladarius Cole runs it out on the return. But the Bulldogs should get real good field position out of this.
They're going to spot it where at the 43-yard line.
That's where it's going. That's a really good return by Ladarius Cole. I didn't think he got that much.
So with 2:50 to go in the half, Franklin County, I'm sure, tried to answer now the touchdown and go back on top before the half.
Well, the quarterback, Jamie Collins, throws the football pretty well. He's got wideouts both ways. Little toss pitch, trying to get to the outside. Michael Burt there to run him out of bounds.
Good job there on the pursuit also by number 52 for Nettleton. That is Dale Seymour. Did a great job of forcing him deep as he was trying to swing around to get around the end and to allow the pursuit in time to get there. So good job there defensively by Nettleton.
Alex Smith on the carry for the Bulldogs. They actually lost a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 12. So they'll break the huddle with 2:40 to go in the half. And we'll send wide receivers both ways. They'll hand it off to Griffith. Shakes a tackle, but now the Tigers show up in mass, led by Brandon Britt and Will Hawkins.
Another man, the one that he shook the tackle but was able to slow him down long enough for the pursuit to get there was a name you've called quite often, Michael Burt.
Yeah, he has had quite a game.
He was in the backfield, hit him, and wasn't able to bring him down, but a lot of times that first hit can slow him enough to bring the pursuit into the play. Did a good job of that.
And I don't know if you feel it or not, but a little momentum shifting right now to Nettleton.
You do, and that's exactly what you want to do at the end of a half. They were able to tie it up, and now if they can get a defensive stop here on 3rd and 8, see a different thing going to halftime.
2 wideouts, 3 wideouts to the right. Collins to throw. Throws. Has his man at the 35, 40. 40 yards. There's a flag down at the 35. And on the reception was Mike Hunt. And a flag came down, and I think that's a face mask.
I think you're right, Russ. It was a great pass, great catch, but he was pulled down by the face mask. And that should add some more yards at the end of this play. That is the call. I believe it'll be the 5-yard variety. I didn't see him signal the personal foul.
Well, let's see where they're going to play. I think it's going to be the 5. He grabbed him when he was turning away from him. It wasn't flagrant or anything like that. He just turned away from him and he grabbed the helmet.
But that'll nonetheless bring 1st and 10 now at the 28-yard line of Nettleton. Franklin County trying to drive.
Twin receivers to the right, one to the left, out of the shotgun from the Nettleton 29. And here is the tailback trying to get down close to the 25-yard line. Burt again on the tackle.
Clock running at 1:20 to go in the half. Franklin County still has 2 timeouts. We'll see if they choose to use those. They don't yet.
And we're almost inside of a minute. It was Jordan Hunt, on the carry. Twins to the right, 1 wide out to the left. Out of the shotgun, Jamie Collins. Collins, 1 step, throws the slant. It's caught. Oh, for the first down, and he is racked at the 15-yard line. And on the reception, Greg Hunt. And they don't want to celebrate too long because that clock's going to start moving.
Number 71, Will Hawkins, big middle linebacker, laid a hit on him that time and stopped him in his tracks. But that does bring them down, first down inside the 15 at about the 13-yard line.
Under 50 seconds to go in the first half. Bulldogs taking a long time getting set. 3 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. They'll go to Griffith, trying to cut to the outside, and he gets a yard maybe. And we may see another timeout here.
They've got 2. You'd think if they're going to use them, they'd use them now. And I believe they did. I believe time is stopped, and then Franklin County will call a timeout. They'll leave them with 1.
So with your score tied at 7, we'll take a timeout and be back with the last 31 seconds to go in the first half in a moment. Robinson along with DP, Darrell Palmer, enjoying this one today as Franklin County trying to come away with some kind of score before the half. They will have 3 wideouts on the right, twins to the left. Gee, I wonder what they're going to do here.
Should the option come, they've only had 1 field goal for 20 yards so far this season.
For the whole season?
The whole season.
May not be an option. Here's the snap. Collins to throw. The slant is there, and it's incomplete.
Looked like a miscommunication on that one too, Russ, because the receiver, I believe that was number 4, Mike Hunt,
yeah,
took a few steps and stopped instead of continuing the slant, and the slant's where Collins threw it, and nobody was there. So bring up 3rd down, and should the field goal option come up from where they are now, it'd be a 30-yard attempt, and the only one he's made this year is a 20-yarder. So
probably looking at 2 downs here. And how many seconds? 26 seconds. Oh, you can run 2 plays here easily.
And they still have they've got no timeouts now showing on the scoreboard.
3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Collins to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Throws. Caught. Touchdown.
Oh, good pass by Collins there.
Ryne Tutor with the reception, and credit Jamie Collins for stepping up into the pocket.
He did, Russ, and he did a great thing there. The pocket was starting to come up from around him. He stepped up a couple steps into the pocket. Then you could see him really plant and throw that ball a rifle shot. He had to throw it that way, keep it in low to where nobody could get it but the intended receiver. Great job, great pass, great touchdown, Franklin County.
Carlock on to kick the extra point. Snap is down. Straight on kicker, kick is away, and it's good. And it's 14-7 with 19 seconds left to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout with the Bulldogs leading by a touchdown. Back with more in a moment. And a 14-7 scoreboard, DP, the Bulldogs with another touchdown.
They did. 2 minutes, 37 seconds, went 57 yards on 9 plays.
And here's the kick. It's a short kick picked up by Hoskins, and he's trying to find someone to block for him, and he's swallowed up and down at the 31-yard line. He was just trying to find out who was out there.
Looked like a little scat back there, just trying to jump around, run around, and all his blockers had gone on upfield a little bit, and he was by himself with a bunch of white shirts.
And that's not a good feeling. So now with the clock showing 10 seconds to go, if you're Nettleton, do you air it out or you take a knee and go regroup?
I think at this point, with 10 seconds at my own 31, I'm going to down it.
And that's exactly what they do.
Thank you, Coach.
So the Tigers will walk off the field. The Bulldogs will head to the locker room with a 14-7 lead here at halftime over the undefeated Nettleton Tigers for the 3A state championship. Stay tuned. Second half coming up.
Defense, continue to spread it out, mix it up some on offense as they've done so far, and let's go ahead and get us a state championship.
Okay, the Nettleton Tigers will be receiving the football.
Got number 23 and number 2 on the sides, and in the middle, number 1 deep to receive for Nettleton.
Rashad Hoskins and Word, and it's going to go to
number 23's got it.
And he has got a knife. Ooh, he got really racked at the 38-yard line. That was Darius Smith. Oh, goodness.
And also is that number 27 getting up off the bottom of the pile there, too. Isaac Jones in on that hit.
Well, they left no doubt in anyone's mind as to whether they're going to come out hitting here in the second half. Whoa. So now the Nettleton Tigers will start things off here in the second half. Down by a score of 14-7. Jamie Boland will have twin receivers both ways and gives to, well, he actually calls his own number. No, he gives to Lance Dixon. Good fake there by Boland and gives to Lance Dixon, and Dixon gets about 3. Runs into big number 55, Bo Tillman. He's been on a bunch of tackles today.
Russ, one of the things I'm still impressed with is the number of fans that both of these schools bring into Jackson here on a Saturday in December.
I am too, and that's why you have to have it in this stadium. I mean, you couldn't accommodate it in the other high school stadiums. Second down, and they're going to, well, there's the double throw, and it's going to be picked off. Was he out of bounds?
I believe he caught it. Looked like he got 1 foot in, and they say he did.
What a heck of an interception there.
Number 1, Jamie Collins.
The quarterback, and he's been hanging around all afternoon over there. It was a double pass play where they just shovel passed out to Rashad Hoskins, and he throws the ball deep, and it's picked off.
And, of course, the key to that is the first one has to go lateral or backwards. It cannot go forward. You cannot throw 2 forward passes, and he did that. He threw it, pitched it back to his back, and he threw it downfield. And that's the second interception for the day. For number 1, Jamie Collins. He was intercepted another one earlier down in the same position.
And I like the play. I like the call.
Yep.
So now the Bulldogs. Let's see what they do in their first possession in the second half. They're leading 14-7. They can afford to run the ball, so they do. There's Griffith off of a block, 20, 25, and down at the 26-yard line. Griffith starting to run the ball hard. Darren Thornton in on the tackle, along with Hoskins. And big number 64, Brandon Britt for Nettleton. But a pickup of about 9.
They're going to give him up to the 35-yard line, bring up 2nd and 1.
So the Bulldogs will send wide out 1 to the left side, and they're going to go now with a power I. We've not seen this much out of them at all in the first half.
Looked like the right end jumped on that, Russ, and indeed they are going to blow the whistle, stop the play. It'll be a legal procedure. Franklin County, they'll back it up 5 yards.
Franklin County has had some troubles with the material today, laying on the ground.
Well, we've seen 3 times that the defense has been called for lining up offsides, and then that one, the offensive right end or tight end, I believe it was, jumped a little bit on the right end. 5-yard penalty, bring up 2nd down now and 6. It's the 5th penalty for Franklin County so far this afternoon. 27 yards worth of penalties.
14-7, Bulldogs lead it, and they've got a 2nd down and 6, and they hand it off inside. And this is just smash mouth football right now by Franklin County as they give the ball to Jordan Hunt, sophomore running back, and he runs into the aforementioned Darrell Thornton, who seems to be in on a bunch of these. Michael Burke's been a little quiet here in the second half. He was in, seemed like every tackle in the first half, but someone on that offensive line must be doing a good job on him. Bulldogs 3rd and short, and pick up the 1st down, hard running with Jordan Hunt. And coming up making the tackle is Darren Thornton against Dale Seymour. Turned the play in, allowed Joe Young to get in there. And checking in now for Nettleton is Corey Jolly. And coming out will be Wes Francis. So Jolly in the ball game. 1st down pickup from the 42. Bulldogs going to run the football. And gang tackling led by number 80, Cody Brownlee, of the running back Ladarius Cole. I checked that Gary Rogers.
You know, Russ, one thing interesting looking at some of the first half stuff. In the first half, Nettleton ran a total of 18 plays. Franklin County a total of 39 plays.
Ooh, that much of a difference. Well, now it's Franklin County with this controlled offense. Hand it off up the gut, and a nice run, and a 1st down and more across the 40, down close to the 30-yard line before he's rolled out of bounds, and that's your Jordan Hunt, that 210-pound sophomore.
Big boy, big run as he got way downfield outside, I said, right around the 30-yard line. And of those 39 plays in the first half for Franklin County, 27 rushes, 12 passes, and now they've come out in the second half and rushed 5 consecutive times.
Jace Carlock and Cable McMinn with good blocking on the left side over there for the Bulldogs. And now the Bulldogs will send one wide out. This is just a total turnaround from what we saw in the first half. Power eye right. And this is Griffith, and he runs in an oven of power as he runs into the teeth of the Tigers, and that is no gain on the play. And on the tackle, Dale Seymour.
And I got a feeling, though, with the lead, that this is what Nettleton's going to see a full dose of the second half. On the season, 3,800 yards rushing, only 700 yards passing. So that's their offense.
But they threw pretty well in the first half, though.
They did. They threw it 12 times and did very well with it. But I think we're going to see this being their bread and butter.
1st and 10, they hand off to the first man through, and that's a couple of yards, maybe 3, as Jordan Hunt carries the football straight ahead and is hit and dropped by Brandon Britt, and he had help that time from Michael Burt.
Kind of interesting. Both of their touchdowns in the first half were scored on pass plays.
That is. Good-looking throws, too, by Collins. Collins will set him down. Power eye right. Second down, we'll call it 7. Again, he hands off inside and nowhere to go for Jordan.
Big number 61, number 64, and number 80 in there for Nettleton, stopping that play dead at the line of scrimmage.
It's Cody Brownlee and Jordan Britt and Darren Thornton.
That's it. Good job there, the defensive front by Nettleton to stop that play, bring up 4th down now, and what are you going to give them, 8, 9 yards?
I'm going to give them every bit of 8 in an interesting play, and now they come back with the wide receivers. 3 wide outs to the right, 1 to the left. And Jamie Collins in the shotgun. Collins, 2-step drop, looks downfield, runs out of time, but lets it go, and it is no good. I mean, almost caught by Mike Hunt down there at the 5.
Great effort there by Hunt as he went up. The ball was a little bit high, but he went up for it, almost tipped it to himself and was able to come down with it, but just couldn't control it when he went to the ground.
So they'll give it up on downs. And the Nettleton Tiger defense holds and has a chance to get back in there and tie this game with 7:01 to go in the third. And they will send twin receivers both ways. Jamie Boland for Nettleton will set him down. Little slip pass, and it's going to be a first down reception, and maybe more than that. As the Jeremy Word just caught that, it's just a little slip screen. And Word takes it up for about 11 yards on the gain, and it'll be a first down for the Nettleton Tigers. 14-7, Bulldogs lead it, but the Tigers on the move. Twin receivers right, 1 to the left. Out of the shotgun. Here's Lance Dixon. Dixon got about a yard or 2. He's hammered on the play by Jordan Hunt and Gary Rogers for Franklin County. And now Nettleton not even huddling.
They're trying to hurry up, catch Franklin County off balance a little bit.
Twin receivers both ways for the Tigers. Third down. They'll throw the slant. Nope, he'll pull it down and he'll run it. And the official has to get out of the way as Jamie Boland, taken down pretty hard on the play, will be helped up. He took a pretty good shot there.
Had real good coverage in the secondary there. He was looking to pass the ball. There was nobody open. And now Boland can't get off the field. He's running to the sidelines and falls before he gets off the field, Russ. And he's down on the sidelines.
Well, it's a good camera shot of it right there. I thought he took a pretty good lick, and when he stood up, he kind of looked around to see where he was. He's moving his feet. Maybe have had the wind knocked out of him. You could see a good camera shot of it there. Well, let's take a timeout with your score of 14-7 Bulldogs. We'll take a timeout and be back in a moment.
At the quarterback, and he wasn't there, so okay.
So now going to quarterback is Jeremy Word. Word takes the ball, calls his own number, and he's got some room. Word sidesteps a tackler and is going to be taken down at the 25-yard line.
Called his own number, and his own number was a good one to call.
Let's just get in the huddle, call number 1, and take off, and that's what he did. And, boy, he is quick.
Very quick hitting the hole and getting the yardage, and on a big, long third down play, they've got first down now at the 26-yard line.
5:40 to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs leading 14-7 over the 14-0 and number 1 in the state 3A Nettleton Tigers. And here's Lance Dixon trying to get to the outside, turns the corner, and I believe he will get it. He is taken down rudely by Gary Rogers, but I think he got the first down.
I believe you're right. I believe it's going to be first down at the 15-yard line for Nettleton.
They haven't signaled it yet. Now they have. Lance Dixon didn't really run much in the first half, but he's had a couple of good runs here in the second half. Twin receivers wide left. Bolin hands off to Lance Dixon, and he's down inside the 10-yard line, about the 9. Upset, knocked down there by Gary Rogers.
We're seeing a steady diet of running now for Nettleton also. 8 plays now, 7 plays, 6 of them have been running plays. The one pass was a little flare pass that they brought it back to the middle with.
Well, you know, when you get to a game like this, DP, you do what got you here. And if running the football is what got you here, that's what you stay with. Second down, Bolin wants to run. Looking, throwing in the end zone, and he just threw that one away. Coverage was good. And it's knocked down in the secondary by Alex Smith.
Going to bring up third and about 5 from the 10-yard line. Can get a first down just inside or right at the 5-yard line.
So 3rd and 5, yeah, you can pick up a 5-yard. You can pick up a first down here, getting to the 5-yard line. Twin receivers both ways. On the ones on the left, they're really spread out large. Here's Lance Dixon trying to get away, runs right into the teeth of the defense, and down he goes.
Big number 34 there, Brandon Collins, 225-pound defensive end, stopped him in his tracks. So that'll bring up 4th down now. He may have lost just a little bit, but it's still going to be right at a 5-yard need for the first down.
Interesting call coming up here on 4th down to kick a field goal and kind of offset the numbers here.
Again, Nettleton, we don't have kicking stats on, so don't know what their field goal kicking abilities may be. Looks like at this point the coach is choosing to go straight for head for it and see what they can do.
Twin receivers left and right. Jamie Boland's got Dixon behind him in the shotgun.
Now he'll draw him off sides.
Well, he's got
10 seconds on the play clock, and they're going to let the clock run down. Actually, they're calling timeout.
Interesting. They call a timeout with 2 seconds left on the play clock. 3:51 to go in the third quarter. 14-7 Bulldogs, and the Tigers knocking on the door. We'll be back. Tigers undefeated on the season. Franklin County once beaten. The number 1 and the number 2 teams going at it in the state right now. 4th down and 5 for the Tigers. Low snap, picks it up, throws down the middle, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Coming up with it in the end zone was Alex Smith, and that stops the Tiger drive.
And that's the 3rd interception by Franklin County defense today. Great job there as they stop it as Nettleton was trying to get in the end zone. Couldn't do it.
You know, you had 5 yards to go there, and of course, you go for all of it to try to go in the end zone and not worry about the first down. But Alex Smith, roaming around back there, picks it off. So now the Bulldogs will have the football at their own 20-yard line, and Jamie Collins will bring his troops up. And they will go with 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Out of the shotgun, Collins sends a man in motion, and he gives the football to him. And the Tigers miss a tackle, and he moves the football up close to the 25-yard line. And the man in motion coming across was number 19, Brian Covington. If that, in fact, is 19, I believe it is. You have to be very careful with that man in motion coming across. A lot of times it's a decoy. That time he handed it to him.
Of course, you'll do that a lot of times just as a decoy, and then every now and then you hand it to him, and it tries to catch him off guard.
Pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5, and this time Collins calls his own number, and he's hit and swallowed up before he can get to the 30. It's going to be close to a first down depending upon momentum.
Looks like they're going to spot it just shy of the first down, bring up 3rd and short.
And on the tackle for Nettleton was Joe Young at linebacker. And guy that you've mentioned a good bit today, Cody Brownlee, the defensive end, doing a good job of turning that play in. There's a good look at Brandon Britt. This Nettleton defense pretty quick.
They are. They move well. They keep their feet under them good and do a good job of pursuit to the ball.
3rd down and about a yard. And that is a first down carry by Jordan Hunt, the sophomore running back, and he produces a first down at the 38-yard line. So the ball continues to be in the hands of the Bulldogs with 2:22 to go in the 3rd quarter, and the Bulldogs leading 14-7. All the scoring so far has been done in the first half. Wideouts both ways. And Collins will come up under center now instead of in the shotgun. He'll turn. He'll hand to Griffith. Nice hole on the right side. And Griffith carrying people with him to about the 45-yard line. You know, you don't stop Preston Griffith with an arm tackle. He just runs. He just carries you with him.
Well, at 210 pounds, he's got a lot of frame. He's got a lot of strength, and he uses that. He does a great job of running square. He'll square up on you, and he hits you with a square shoulder. And when you do that with somebody that size, he's going to move some yards, and that's what he did then with some 9-yard gain. Bring up 2nd and 1 now.
Wideouts on either side. Everyone else in tight and backs in the I formation now as Jamie Collins sets them down. Collins hands to the fullback, and I think he's going to be shy of the first down.
Looked like the pile was just kind of moving, but mostly sideways. We'll see what kind of spot they give him. Needed to get to the 47-yard line for the first down, and they're going to spot it. Looks like the official on the far side is deciding where it's going to go, so they're going to carry the ball way over there to put it down and then call for a measurement.
Sam Moore was hanging around just to make sure that ball was a first down. I don't think I'd argue with Sam Moore if he said it was a first down.
That's it.
And we're going to get officials timeout, and we'll get a good shot here. This football, I'd like to remind everyone that big thanks to Dr. Ennis Proctor and the staff here at the MHSAA for putting this championship together. Look at that. First down, and you could put a piece of tissue paper in between where the nose of the ball was and the stick.
That was tight. At the most an inch made that spot by the official there, and first down Franklin County now as they try to march down the field and extend a 14-7 lead with 56 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter.
Darren Thornton was up there saying, nope, no, he didn't get it, he didn't get it. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, leading 14-7, and they got the ball at their own 46. Out of the shotgun, twin receivers everywhere, and Collins calls his own number, and he's got blockers in front, sidesteps a man, and a lot of running will net him about 4 yards. I am impressed with the speed. Here's Michael Burt there at the end of the pile of the Nettleton defenders, DP. They really swarm to the ball, and I mean quick.
They do. None of them give up, and I love the way they pursue because they pick their angles that they need to go to try to cut it off where they can. And do a good job with that. So Nettleton's doing a good job defensively. It's just Franklin County's strength right now is this running game.
Twins both ways for the Bulldogs on a 2nd down and 4. And here's Griffith. No, this is Collins called his own number. Nice first down carry. That time he may have caught the Tigers over pursuing a little bit.
And that is the danger that you do when you've got a team that pursues fast and moves real quick is you can cut back on them sometimes and pick a little hole and get through. And that's what he did, get it down to the 34-yard line. And that's the final play of the 3rd quarter.
So we've come to the end of the 3rd with your score 14-7 Bulldogs of Franklin County, and we'll be back with the 4th and final quarter in a moment. Game, Russ Robinson along with Darrell Palmer from Veterans Memorial Stadium. And it's Collins, little pitch out to Griffith, 35-30, turns the corner, 20, 15, and did he step out of bounds? He did. Nice run by Preston Griffith. You can see him there just kind of tossing the ball back to the official.
Russ, one interesting thing about that third quarter, I talked a little bit about the half, the ball control offense of Franklin County in the first half. They continued that in the third quarter. Nettleton had the ball for a total of 3 minutes, 57 seconds in that 12-minute. And Franklin County had the ball the rest of the time. They gave it up on downs once. They intercepted Nettleton twice, but they've run 17 plays this third quarter.
Twin receivers both ways. And this is Collins calling his own number. He will not go down easy, and he's inside the 10-yard line. What do you look over there, and Darren Thornton had him, lost him. Brandon Britt had him, lost him, and finally Rashad Hoskins, the free safety, comes over and puts the stop on him. But it's a pickup of about 3. They can, again, get a first down without going in. It's going to be about the 2-yard line.
But Franklin County's play into their strength. 3,800 yards rushing on the ground this year, and that's exactly what they're doing, taking it straight at Nettleton right now.
Jamie Collins has got Griffith back there with him in the backfield, calls his own number again, and he had a slight opening for a moment. Tigers shut it in a hurry. Darren Thornton in on the tackle for the Tigers. There's no quitting these Tigers. They're still in this ball game.
They need to make a stop right here, though, because with the way the way Franklin County's offense has been able to control the ball and run the clock, Nettleton does not need to let them get 6 points at this point. They've got a third and about 4 right now. They can get a first down at the 2, but they need to slow them down, stop them right here, and try to get the ball back and not go down by 2 touchdowns.
Twin receivers left, twins to the right for Franklin County. 3rd down and 4. Big play for them. Collins calls his own number, turning, spinning. Is he in?
No signal.
No
yes,
signal.
There is a signal.
Touchdown.
Far sideline judge finally saw his hands.
Boy, that judge was in the middle of about 500 people over there on the field, it seemed like. And he was a little bit delayed, but he calls the touchdown, and it's Collins for the 6 points. And so now the point after attempt coming up. And that will be Jace Carlock. Bulldogs push one in. Carlock's point after is up. And it's good. 21-7. Bulldogs lead it with 10:26 to go in the 4th. We'll take a timeout and be back. Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium. 10:26 to go in the game, and I think a sustained drive, albeit not real long, by the Bulldogs produces a touchdown.
Well, 80 yards.
That's pretty long.
5 minutes, 17 seconds. 11 plays. Capped off by the 6-yard run. And now they lead 21-7. And Russ, if I'm Nettleton, now a sense of urgency has to come up. There must have been a penalty. We're kicking off from the 25-yard line.
There is. There was a personal foul.
Celebration?
Yep. And you can let the celebrating begin in about 10 minutes and 26 seconds. Rashad Hoskins with the kickoff return, moves it up over the 40 to about the 46-yard line, where he's taken down there by Alex Smith, who's had a pretty good ball game today for Franklin County. Now you're down 2 touchdowns. Do you put the ball in the air here?
I think at this point you've got to score. You've got to score quickly. This Franklin County team, if they get the ball back, they've already shown they're going to possess the clock. They're going to run the ball. So you got to score, and you got to score quickly if you want to have a chance to get back in down 2 touchdowns.
Jamie Boland will set him down. Twin receivers left, 1 to the right. Out of the shotgun for Boland. Takes a snap. Boland looking. Boland, a lot of time. Throws, and it is caught and dropped by the tight end, Cody Brownlee. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 yards to go.
The one thing, if anything, you've seen as a negative, if you can find a negative in a game like this for Franklin County as well as they've played, is they've had 6 penalties now in this ball game, and just that personal foul just ended caused them to give Nettleton much better field position. May not hurt them, but just something I'm sure the coach wouldn't be real happy about.
Jamie Boland will have twin receivers both ways on a 2nd down and 10 from the Nettleton 46. Boland wants to throw. And is it picked off? It is. Alex Smith again. Alex Smith with his 2nd interception in a row. And Bolin was forcing that one that time, DP. There was great coverage there by Alex Smith.
Very well covered, and he tried to throw it in, and Alex Smith wasn't going to give up his position. He had inside position on the receiver, went up, brought down the interception at the 36. And, Russ, right now with the way this Franklin County offense has been controlling the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage, if I'm Nettleton, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, because with 10:07 to go, they could run off 5 or 6 minutes of the clock just on this drive. They're going to start the drive, the Bulldogs, at their own 36-yard line. Twin receivers both ways. Jamie Collins calls his own number, bouncing off of people, first down and more, and rolled out at the 50-yard line.
What appeared to be a passing set as they had twin receivers left, a wide receiver right, spreading the field out, and then Collins takes it and runs it right around the right end for some, 20 yards?
Yeah, that's not slow and methodical. That's getting down the field.
The only thing his coach might have told him to do a little bit different is if you could have figured out a way to cut that back and stay in bounds would have been a little bit better, but I don't think he's going to complain about it at this point.
Not after getting a first down. The ball is resting at the 48-yard line of Nettleton. Tigers undefeated on the year. Bulldogs once beaten. 1-2 respectively in 3A, and they're here this afternoon in Jackson. This is a nice run by the Bulldogs. Picks up another 3 or 4 yards. That's Alex Smith. Alex Smith been a busy Bulldog in his second half.
Russ, the second half, Franklin County has only attempted one pass play.
That's what you call wanting to run the clock. And they've been successful. If you can do it, it's great. And right now they're doing it. Twin receivers both ways. And Jamie Collins in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Fakes the throw. Now turns it up the field. Swinging wide. Trying to pick up the block and does of Mike Hunt. And he's going to have the first down. Mike Hunt was out there providing some blocking along with Greg Hunt. You know, this Franklin County Bulldog front offensive line, you look at them, they're not overly huge like we've seen, but they're awfully quick.
They really are. They do a great job of position blocking. I mean, they get in the right spot, in the right position to shield the defender from being able to get to their running back.
Out of the shotgun now, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. The Tigers showing blitz, and they try to break the blitz. And wait a minute, do we have a whistle here? I got a question for you.
Okay.
With these teams being so big, and they are, can you imagine these guys going through the lunch line at school with the little plate thing that gives you 4 or 5 little areas for food and satisfying this group?
One time through, or can they go through more than once?
Revolving time.
There was a 5-yard offsides penalty by Nettleton. That'll make it now 1st and 5, as though Franklin County needed any extra help gaining yardage. Nettleton gave them 5 yards. Only the second penalty by Nettleton so far in this game now.
So it will be 1st and 5 on the 26. And here's Alex Smith, and Miss Smith has running room and runs out of bounds. They're just, I think Nettleton may be getting a little tired here, DP.
I think so, and, obviously with each yard Franklin County gains, of course, they keep going out of bounds and stopping the clock, but each yard they gain, it just gets that much closer. They're down now at the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. It's looking slimmer and slimmer for Nettleton's hopes of completing a perfect season and a state championship. But you got to hand it to them. They've played real hard. Franklin County's just brought it to them and just beat them at the line of scrimmage and just continues to run the ball against them.
I think the touchdown right before the half was a key for the Bulldogs. First down, and Collins just sidesteps the tackle before he runs into the Tigers. Excuse me, but I've got to get in the end zone here.
Well, you know what he did? He had a pitch man out there. And he comes in and he looks at his pitch man and fakes the pitch, and the man coming up to him went like he was going to the pitch guy, and so Collins says, never mind, bye.
Don't have time, we'll see you. Pick up of 5, it'll be 2nd down and 5. They have to move the football to about the 4-yard line for a first down. 21-7, Bulldogs lead it, and they're knocking on the door again here in the 4th quarter with 7:40 and counting to go. Out of the shotgun. And it is Collins calling his own number.
There's a flag down, a late flag now, and then he picks it up.
Tigers say they've got the football, and they do.
Something very interesting there happened, Russ. The referee threw his flag as the ball was on the ground, and then when they signaled a fumble and picked up by Nettleton, he picked it up and put his flag back in his pocket.
Maybe he was just trying to mark where the ball was fumbled
But
at.
they have a beanbag for that. He didn't throw it up into that. He dropped it in the backfield. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Hey, they're down there, and Franklin County really didn't argue much on the play, so who knows?
7 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the ball game. Nettleton gets new life, albeit they have a long way to go.
From their own 5, Jamie Bolin will set them down. Bolin on the end around. They want to throw it out of the end zone, and it is incomplete. They knock the ball down.
I was looking for a flag to see if they were going to call grounding in the end zone, which would be a safety.
I think they hit it.
Did they hit it? Okay.
Yeah, as he was going back to throw, looked like to me that Bo
No,
Tillman.
no, we have a safety.
Oh, nice call, DP. I thought his hand came forward. So there is a.
They're calling intentional grounding in the end zone.
So a safety for Franklin County makes it now 23-7. And they'll get the ball back.
With 7 minutes, 19 seconds to go.
Well, and you're on your own 5. You've been running the ball straight at them all day, so you feel like, hey, let's try a little something different out of the end zone. But the problem when you go back and throw in the end zone is if they come after you.
Well, and they carried it deep because they pitched it to an end around, and then he dropped back to throw the pass and just brought everybody in deep. Russ, one thing real interesting, we've only had 2 punts this entire ball game, none in the second half.
Wow.
Nettleton has punted it once early. They scored a touchdown. They've had 4 interceptions and now a safety. Franklin County has had 1 punt. They scored their touchdowns, gave it up on downs twice, and a fumble once.
That's interesting. Don't see very many ball games with that.
2 punts the entire ball game.
So the Tigers will be kicking off now from left to right. And they don't want to kick it real deep, but picked up there by Hunt. And he has got a nice run back, and Franklin County could pretty much ice this game with a final drive.
Well, they tried that a while ago. They fumbled it when they got it down deep around the 5-6 yard line and gave it back to Nettleton to give them some new life. But the first play, they get called for the safety in the end zone. They give up the 2 points. At this point, with a 16-point lead. Can I do that math? Is that right? 16
yes.
points. I don't know if I can do that math or not, but I'm working on it.
Very good.
But at this point, really all Franklin County's got to do is to continue to run the ball, run the clock at 7 minutes, 11 seconds to go on the clock right now, and they can wrap this state championship up, Russ.
And I'm sure Grady McCluskey's saying stay in bounds. They will hand it off to Griffith. Griffith trying to swing wide, and it's going to be taken down for a loss. Coming up and hitting him in the backfield, Will Hawkins. Boy, has he played a game today.
He really has. And, again, Will Hawkins, a couple other guys we've mentioned there for Franklin County all day today. Michael Burt, we hadn't mentioned his name as much in the second half as we did the first half. But you've really got to hand it to these Nettleton Tigers as they played their hearts out here at Mississippi Veterans Memorial Stadium this afternoon. Will Hawkins, all those guys doing a great job.
Ball on the 36-yard line, the Nettleton 36. And I noticed the Bulldogs using a lot of the play clock. And a whistle and a flag goes down. May have used too much of it. And they may be penalized 5 here.
There's a flag down here thrown by the line judge, which normally would be an offsides. Normally, if it's our illegal procedure, normally if it's a delay of game, it's called by the back judge. They called a timeout.
That's
Franklin
what
County.
it was. Okay, a timeout on the field with your score, 23-7. Franklin County over Nettleton with 6:26 to go in the game. We'll be back. 6 minutes, 26 seconds left to go in the football game with the Franklin County Bulldogs leading Nettleton's Tigers by a score of 23-7. Nettleton came in as the number 1 team in the state, unbeaten, 14-0 in 3A. Franklin County came in 13-1 as the number 2 team in the state in 3A. And here is another rush play by Alex Smith, and got a lot of that lost yardage back.
If number 2 beats number 1, does that make number 2 number 1?
You want to run that past me again? All right, that sounds like a BCS question to me.
We need to check the computer polls.
Yeah.
And do the strength of schedule ratings. That's what I like about MHSAA, Russ.
That's right.
We run through some playoffs, and we come to Jackson, and we play a championship game, and when they walk out of here, there's no question.
It's settled right here on the field. All right, here is Jamie Collins now, calls his own number and pushes his way right into the teeth of the Tigers' defensive front four, led by Wes Francis, Darren Thornton, and Brandon Britt.
I know I sound like a broken record here, but again, throughout the season, Franklin County rushed for 3,800-plus yards, passed for only 700-plus yards, and so it's obvious that the running game is their strength. In the second half, they've attempted one pass and run the ball the rest of the time, run a lot of clock, scored a couple of touchdowns, and got a chance here to ice the game with a first down right here, Russ.
So I wonder if that means they went away from what they normally do in the first half to get that lead.
Well, in the first half, they still passed only 12 and rushed 27, so passed 12 of the 39. So still did that pretty much what they do. It just so happened both the touchdowns in the first half were on pass plays.
Well, a timeout on the field with about 5:04 left to go in the football game. We'll take a timeout with them. 23-7. Bulldogs lead it. Back with more in a moment. Franklin County leading it 23-7, and they have a fourth down and short situation, about a yard, maybe a yard and a half, and they will go and leap over.
Ooh, it's going to be close, Russ.
I don't know. He leaped over, and I'm not sure.
Well, you know, when he got airborne, you've got no way to continue momentum.
Right.
That's the bad part about that leap. If you don't leap far enough, your momentum stopped, and they're going to carry you where they want. And, indeed, that time, Nettleton's going to stop them on downs. That's the third time tonight that Franklin County has given the ball over on downs when they've gone for it on fourth down.
So they don't make it. They turn it over, and the Tigers with new life now with a little less than 5 minutes to go in the game. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. From their own 25-yard line. Jamie Boland being pressured. Back he goes, runs out of it, turns it up the field, lets it go, and it's incomplete, and that's a heads-up play by Jamie Boland.
That's a good play to throw incomplete because the receiver that he was throwing to was some 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage had he caught it and had a defender close to him, so a completed pass would have probably lost 5 yards.
So instead, he comes up
back to the line of scrimmage.
That's right, and so it'll be a second down and 10, and he rolled almost back to the end zone.
He was a long ways back there, was being chased rapidly by number 55 there. Bo Tillman was running him all over the place back there.
Twin receivers to the right, twins to the left. Boland swings it out, and it's tipped and knocked down.
I believe that's number 63 that got his hand on it there, Ralph Coleman for Franklin County.
And he tipped that ball, and so now third down and 10 coming up for the Tigers.
Is this their last chance, Russ, for Nettleton?
I don't know. The way their defense is playing, they could stop them 3 and out. Let's see what they do here. They got to get 10 yards. They got to move the football to the 38-yard line, their own. Boland backpedaling, throwing down the middle, lets it go. Nice touch, and it's caught. I think he is shy of the first down. He is. Now, here's a real question. That is Joe Young on the reception. If you're fourth down and 1 or 2.
It's fourth and a long 2.5.
Do you go for it? You got to.
You got to. You're down 16 points with inside 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the ball game. No chance now other than to go for it.
So 4th and 2, and here's your ball game for Nettleton. Tigers will set it down. Jamie Boland will come up under center. Boland turns, hands off, and it's going to be close.
Going to have to see where the spot is on that, Russ. It was a good penetration. He got a couple of yards. He needed 2.5. He got a very favorable spot, and now they're going to pick it up and move it over to the side, and it backed it up a little bit, looked like. It's going to be a tough call there, Russ.
Nope, he didn't get it. He didn't get it. Franklin County holds. Gary Rogers came up and made the stop. And it's at the 37.
I think they are going to have a measurement. Yep, they are going to have a measurement on it, but I'm like you. I think it's going to be just short, but it's going to be close.
I'm with you. I'm not sure that spot was necessarily where the ball went down.
They had it marked over where he went down. They placed the ball, but then the line judge over here says, I got my foot on the spot I want it to be on. Bring me the ball. They did the same thing going the other way against Franklin County earlier, and it came up short. And we'll see what happens with this measurement.
And that official has that call to make.
That's
I mean,
right.
when he sets that foot down, that's where the ball is.
That's it.
So now.
Well, we're not going to measure.
We're not going to measure.
Okay. Franklin County is going to come up to the line offensively. The referee signals Franklin County ball with 3:52 to go in this ball game.
23-7, Bulldogs lead it. All they got to do is grind it out for 4 minutes, which they've done a good job of here in the second half today. They'll give it to Griffith, and he's tripped up. Michael Burt knocks him down.
Just a note, each team has one timeout remaining. I don't look for Franklin County to use theirs.
No.
And Nettleton, they have to decide when they want to use that last timeout with 3 minutes, 35 seconds and counting.
Good crowd on hand today for this football game on both sides. And they have enjoyed a good one. Bulldogs will send wideouts both ways and have Griffith as the deep man in the I formation. Second down, 9. He'll turn and give to Griffith again. Big hole for Griffith. Griffith turns a corner at the 20. A flag goes down, and he gets into the end zone. And let's go back and see what the call is.
I believe you're going to have a hold out there blocking downfield. The guy was trying to get out to him, and I believe they're going to call a hold right there, Russ.
Well, I know when Griffith turned the corner, he was headed to the house, but that flag came in. Yeah, it's against Franklin County.
That'll negate the touchdown. However, they will, I believe the penalty's marked from the spot of the foul, which will still be decent yardage for them.
And any questions as to whether Franklin County was just going to grind it out have been answered. Griffith takes it to the end zone, but has it called back. You mentioned earlier the flag has not been kind to the Bulldogs in this ball game.
It has not. That's another 10-yard penalty for them. That's their seventh penalty of the ball game against only 2 for Nettleton.
Second down and 9. And here's Griffith again, and he meets the whole Tiger team.
One thing I want to comment there, though, you notice he did a good job. He probably could have kicked it outside, maybe got a couple more yards, but had he done that, he'd have run out of bounds. He stayed into the tacklers and went down, maybe even losing the yards or staying about where he was, but kept the clock running.
Clock moving, 2:43 to go. And Franklin County looking like that it may change positions with Nettleton in the polls. Don't you just love it when number 1s play number 2s?
That's the way it ought to be.
Someone needs to tell the BCS that, don't they? Here come the Bulldogs, third down and 9. And again, the Tigers come up and get the tackle of Griffith. And he drops the football and it goes way back. I mean, way back.
I thought the whistle had blown back up here at the 50-yard line, but the referee's going back there where the ball is. His momentum had been stopped, and he was being thrown backwards for some 5, 6, 7, 8 yards, and the official never blew the whistle. And nonetheless, Franklin County is now going to have it back. Russ, I'm going to let you do the math on how far they've got to go for a first down.
Well, let's see. Now they're on their own 30, and they've got to move it to the 28-yard line. I'd say
that's 10, 20, 30, 43 yards.
Yeah, I was going to say 43, 45 yards. Probably don't have a play in the playbook for that one.
No.
So they'll punt the football away. Tigers will get it. Good snap. They're coming after it. He better hurry.
Got it off. No, it was blocked, Russ.
And it's going to take a Tiger roll and roll dead.
No, it's picked up.
It is picked up, and they're going to take it inside the 10-yard line. And now Alex Smith comes out with the ball.
What a turn of events.
Darius Smith on the return. It'll be 1st and 10 Nettleton. Unbelievable.
I didn't see who got the block, but somebody came through and blocked the ball. It went over towards the sidelines, and alertly the player for Nettleton got over there, picked it up, and started running with it. 7-yard line now.
There's the snap, little spin move, and it's caught and dropped.
You know, Russ,
that's a lateral.
At 16 points, obviously that's 2 touchdowns with 2 two-point conversions, so they're not out of it.
No.
They've got to score quickly, get an onside kick, and then you can say, okay, we got us a ball game. But they've got to get it in the end zone quick. They don't have the luxury of running the clock here. They've only got one timeout left to work with.
Well, we look off in the distance and see Wayne County coming in to this football arena.
No stranger to this place.
No. Second down for the Tigers and 10. And here's the throw. It's caught, and it's going to be a touchdown, is it? Yes. Touchdown, Nettleton Tigers. Ben McVeigh.
And great coverage there by Franklin County. It was just that slant pattern that you've talked about earlier, that when a receiver runs that slant pattern properly, cuts in front of the corner like he did right there, the quarterback makes a good throw. The defender's got nothing he can do but climb his back, and he tried to do that then, but great job of holding on to the ball by McVeigh, falling into the end zone, touchdown. Now they obviously got to go for 2.
So now, going for 2. Here's the throw.
Intercepted.
It's picked up, and that is a live ball.
I thought it was.
Well, knocked down.
No, he's got it in his hand. It must not be a live ball. Because he's got it in his hands. It was a good interception there by the quarterback, Collins.
But the 2-pointer will go no good, and it's now 23-13. Still only down 10, but you only got a minute 3 left to go in the ball game.
Yeah, I think that's ball game. That's 2 possessions. You've got to have the ball now. Had they been able to be successful on the 2-point conversion, then you can say, okay, onside kick it, we can score a touchdown, we're right here. But when you've got to onside kick it, get it, score a touchdown, then onside kick it, get it again, and get down there for a field goal, okay, it's possible. It's possible.
It is possible, not probable. And I think everyone here in the stadium, everyone outside the stadium listening to this game, and someone driving around on I-55 knows what's coming up next.
Onside kick?
Very good.
Okay.
We got that answered here in the booth. So they're going to – Tigers will get their chance to try to come up with the ball. If Wayne County jumps on it, it's pretty much a ball
There
game.
it comes.
And it's going to be picked up and run back, and that almost backfired on them as the Bulldogs were ready.
Well, and what happened then, it's a good way to do an onside kick, is Nettleton never lined up and spread their guys out any which way. They're in almost like a huddle, and the kicker's looking back at the guys in the huddle. He says, okay, guys, you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. And he runs and he kicks it real quick, trying to catch Franklin County. Not ready.
Out of position.
It didn't happen. Franklin County was sitting there ready for it and took it back to the 38-yard line, and now all they've got to do is run the clock out. Minute and 2 seconds to go, leading by 10.
Carlos Johnson was on the reception of that onside kick, and now they're not even going to run a play. They will kneel, take a knee, and that's
Nettleton does have one time they can stop the clock.
Mm-hmm. That's just prolonging the inevitable, though.
Have not stopped it as of yet. Maybe they don't remember they have a timeout or choose not to do it.
I like that because it's, like you say, it's a 2-possession game. You got 45 seconds. You know, you've played a game up to this point.
This may be Coach Cantrell just saying, okay, guys, we gave it the best shot we had. We gave it a good shot. Let's not play with it by trying to call timeouts and delay the inevitable.
Jamie Collins will take another knee, and that should do it. Franklin County has upset the Nettleton Tigers, and some would suggest it's not an upset.
No, they were number 2 coming in, playing against undefeated Nettleton, but at the same time, 2 great football programs, 2 teams that played their hearts out. There comes the bath for Coach Cantrell, and they had to bring the Gatorade all the way across the field to catch up with him as he was coming. I hurry up to say congratulations to Coach McCluskey and say good game there. But the players do catch up with him with the Gatorade bath.
Yeah, being 40 degrees outside, I'm not sure I'd be real crazy about that bath out there tonight.
I'd rather have a hot chocolate bath.
Absolutely, but it is all over. Franklin County wins it, and they win it by a score of 23-13 in a very entertaining game here in Jackson. As we talked about at the top of the broadcast, it's a shame that somebody's got to lose. The 10 best made it to this games here in Jackson this weekend. Nettleton was one of them, Franklin County the other, and at the end of the game, it was 23-13. Final score, 23-13. Congratulations to Franklin County's Bulldogs, winners of the 3A state championship MHSAA. For Darryl Palmer, this is Russ Robinson saying so long and congratulations to the Franklin County Bulldogs.